All right, everybody, welcome back. Tonight is just going to be me again, and I want to play some more Esper Doomsday, in part because this is what Max and I were talking about at the end of the last video. I also just generally like Esper. You know that I've been playing Esper quite frequently on the channel, and I thought I would try it out again. Last night I played the deck that you see here, and I decided not to record. I actually ended up wishing that I did record because it was actually a pretty exciting league. I went 4-1. I beat Lands, and then I lost to Mystic Forge. Then I beat Stiflenot, and then I beat Storm. And then I played against Terrain, who was on some Esper mid-range tempo control. I don't really know how to describe it. It had that Katara water-bending card in it. And I managed to squeeze it out against Terrain as well. I kept a pretty bad hand game 1. And then in game 2, I resolved a Doomsday with the Teferi Time Raveler out, which always feels incredible. And game 3, we played like a super long grindy game where I ended up like putting Doomsday on the stack very late into the game with a Jace Wielder of Mysteries. We had quarreling Tamios, and it was just all around a really good time. I don't know if this deck is good. I really have no idea. Last night I was playing a Mishra's Bauble over the Quantum Riddler. That strikes me as a little strange. So I put the Riddler back in, but I could also see the Riddler being a Teferi, a third Baleful Strix, maybe even a Orcish Bowmasters. But I don't know. I kind of want another creature in the main deck, and I don't mind Baraggoyf. Last night I was making it to pretty high mana. So yeah, this is an Esper Tamio deck. We're down on Dazes because Wonder Pro is saying he's not sure how he feels about Daze right now, and then we're also a Teferi deck, so I don't want to be bouncing too many lands, but Daze can sometimes be helpful as a pile card. So we're opting for some Flusterstorms in place of the traditional other 2 Dazes, and then I've just got Duress and a Thoughtseize, and then you can think of these 2 Teferi Time Ravelers also as being kinds of interactive spells alongside the Force of Wills. No personal tutors. We've got an Unearth, Tamio, Baleful Strix, Thassa's Oracle package, and then the Unearth is also kind of sick against non-white decks with Baraggoyf's post board. Don't really 100% know how the sideboard maps, but the deck worked out all right for me last night when I was goofing around with it a little bit, and so we shall goof around with it again. If anybody's here to play against me or play with me, well, I'm gonna fall asleep before we get an opponent. All right, after 3 minutes of waiting, we've got an opponent. Well, we've just got Dark Ritual Doomsday, and we've got Edge of Autumn. This is a turn 1 win if they don't have Force. Do I just full send here? I kind of just want to full send. I kind of feel like I haven't full sent in a while. Maybe that's egregious, but I don't know. They let it resolve. Why let them take a game action? I mean, they could just have like an endurance in their hand, right? But screw it. If I lose, I lose. Let's just cycle Edge. Oh, they might actually have something here. They might have something here. Okay. Did you sandbag your Force? Nice. Okay. All right. Yeah, I feel like with it resolving, I kind of just want to go, and I don't want to deal with, I don't know, turn 1 Disruptor Flute. There's so many dumb things they could have. The Edge of Autumn was a Street Wraith. It's worth noting that I might have made a pile with Force of Will on top and then passed. So now we don't really know what our opponent's playing, which is unfortunate. That's the one thing. Do we bother sideboarding? Like, we could just completely juke off Doomsday with the Baraggoyfs. I think bringing in a Jace might not hurt just to diversify our win conditions. And then, yeah, like, we really don't know if, like, Flusterstorm's good. We really just don't know what's good and what's not good, period, right? So I don't even know what I might want to remove for a Jace. Could remove Quantum Riddler. I'll remove a Lotus Petal for Jace. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but it's what we'll do. You can play Doomsday with 2 Lotus Petals, and if you always just have Dark Ritual Doomsday in your opening hand, it doesn't really matter. This hand's incredible. Let's go. Mulligan to 5 from the opponent as well. They might be trying to find Thoughtseize. They could be trying to find a Force of Will. Who knows? Oh, it's Pox. All right, let's protect our Doomsday. I don't know. So the people who play Pox at my store play like Disruptor Flutes and Endurances in their sideboard because I exist. And I'm not sure what like other Pox players play. The Oracle's already in our hand, which is kind of terrifying as well. If they have a second Thoughtseize, that's like not the best. They could have Wasteland, which is pretty punishing here as well. I'm just going to send the Doomsday again, though. They're on a mull to 5. They had a Thoughtseize. They're just scooping. Okay, that makes our life really easy. Because, yeah, we got to worry about Wasteland, Witherbloom Command. Like, there's so many cards we have to worry about there. But I guess opponent just didn't have anything and didn't want to wait for us. So, I don't know. What pile would have I made there? I think I would want, like, access to 2 lands. So, like, Basic Island and another land. And maybe a fetch land. So I might go like, oh, it doesn't matter. Basic Island on the bottom, Underground Sea on top, fetch land on top of that. And then Street Wraith and I was going to say Edge, but Edge isn't really what we want. No, we have the Ponder in hand. In any case, we didn't have to make the pile, but it is, I think, important to ask yourself what you might do. I think there I need to play around Wasteland by, so like if we get Wastelanded, I need to be able to deploy a land that can't get Wastelanded, namely Fetch Land or Island, and then get to the second land the following turn for the Oracle. But that opens up a lot of leeway for our opponent with their Witherbloom commands, Orcish Bowmasters, cards like that might come down to pressure us, or additionally Thoughtseize because we just have the Oracle already in our hand, which is not impressive. But yeah, you gotta love, right? So like Esper Doomsday, not that good, probably against Pox, I would imagine. I might be wrong about that. Like we do get access to the Teferis, but like being able to cast the Teferi is challenging, right? But when you just open Dark Ritual Doomsday in both of your hands, it doesn't matter what your opponent's doing. Mad Max Ernest, cool name. On the die roll, we'll play first. Oh, I thought we almost had another one. Honestly, we're on the play. This hand's not that good. I'm going to keep, though. We've got a Tamiyo. Tamiyo in 3 lands. We have Teferi Time Raveler. We've got Lion's Eye Diamond, which is a combo with Teferi Time Raveler post-Doomsday. Opponent's on a mull to 5. Maybe we're just dead to oops. We're probably just fucking dead to oops. Do I lead? I'm going to lead on Tundra here. Just to throw off the scent of Doomsday. Well, don't kill me, Max. Okay. Got a polluted Delta gamer on a multi 5. Very well. We've been there before. Yeah, Thoughtseize away. Probably not what they're expecting to find, but it is what they've found. They can punish me by taking, like, for playing Tundra by taking Dark Ritual now, because now we're like a land drop behind our Doomsday, but they want to take Dark Ritual and leave me with Teferi. Very well. That is indeed what they're doing. Okay, so maybe they've got a Daze plus Wasteland to contend with this Teferi. I'm just going to play out Underground Sea. I don't even know if I'm going to Ponder. I could Ponder around Bowmasters. I mean, flipping this Tamiyo here doesn't seem horrendous if we were to find like a Street Wraith or like another Ponder. But it's like, what are we really looking for? I'm just going to take my card off my clue, actually. And you know what? I'm going to do it right here. Just pondering into Thoughtseize isn't bad. Something I'm a little worried that they might be Reanimator based off their like mulligans and the way that they're playing. Okay, so there's Doomsday. Let's play our land. I think we're gonna start by Thoughtseizing our opponent. Feed the Cycle. What the fuck does this do? As an additional cost, forage or pay swamp, destroy target creature or planeswalker. I don't know what forage is, but okay. Double Bowmasters is kind of rude. I kind of feel like I'm just gonna take that. Now maybe I was just supposed to jam the I'm gonna try to find, oh, there's Lotus Petal, Doomsday. Let's cast Lotus Petal. I could flip this Tameo here. Doesn't seem like a terrible idea, but then I'm behind. Actually, it does kind of seem like a terrible idea. They've got the way to remove the Tameo anyways. And they drew the island. They chose to play the island rather than brainstorm first to find fetch. I'm going to feed the swarm on the Tameo. Sure. Or feed the cycle, sorry. Cycling swarms. Part of me just wants to jam Doomsday next turn, but they do have this brainstorm. So if they brainstormed into force, it's not the best. There's a Doomsday on top of our deck, but we're going to get rid of that. Let's just play Teferi. We'll plus the Teferi. I'll pass the turn. Now they've got to like answer this Teferi. Thoughtseize is the best card they can find here for sure. They're quite likely to find it as well. They probably have 3 more in their deck. I wonder if this is Reanimator or not. Looks like they found the Thoughtseize. That's super unfortunate. Now I wish I just jammed Doomsday. Okay. And now they're going to jam Bowmasters, and we're kind of cooked. I think I'll draw my card in response, I guess, off this clue. And they might be a Wasteland deck. We kind of only have 1 more white card left, so crack the clue in response to the Bowmasters. The Bowmasters is going to enter. It's going to ping our Teferi. Doomsday? Tameo. Not bad. I could flip Tameo here, but like, does that do me any good? The Bowmaster comes back down. And the Teferi dies. I'll bounce the Bowmaster, I guess. Oh, wow, there is Doomsday. And now I've tapped wrong. Unfortunately, this is a comedy of errors. Was not expecting... So now they just have Bowmaster in hand. Now it might make sense for me just to pass. Actually, without flipping the Tameo. Here's going to be Bowmasters. Bowmasters will ping Teferi. Fatal Push. So they are dead here, I believe. Oh, joyous. Let's play Cavern of Souls. Let's name Wizard. Let's play Lion's Eye Diamond. Let's play Doomsday. Then we're going to go to 7. 7, 6, 5, Thoracle, Street Wraith. I don't know, something like this ought to work. There. There. Hold control for blue. Crack this for triple blue. No response. Bin Street Wraith. No response. Tackle this. No response. Cast Oracle. All right, I guess this was match 1. Game 1, sorry. Opponent is playing a black Bowmaster creature deck. I think against black Bowmaster creature decks, excuse me, sorry, we want these 6 or so cards. Against Bowmaster creature decks, I don't know that I want Street Wraith. I think I can cut Quantum Riddler. I think I can cut Lion's Eye Diamond. And I think I can cut... We don't really have that many black spells in our deck, so I think I can cut a Dark Ritual down to 3. And then last night I was cutting 2 Dark Rituals. We're on the draw, so perhaps Daze isn't that exciting. And Baleful Strix just generally isn't that good against the Orcish Bowmaster deck, but I don't mind honestly cutting 2 rituals. You might think this is funny, and it probably is, but I kind of like Lowe's Petal better than Dark Ritual here. Having two of them to cast our Doomsday is fine. We're going to keep Consider because we are an Unearth deck. And we hid the Unearth in our pile, so our opponent doesn't know that we have the Unearth. Yeah, I'm going to try this. I'm still going to try to win with Doomsday. And then maybe I'll bring in the Goyfs for game 3, depending on how this one goes. That was close. Our opponent drew that clutch Thoughtseize. Maybe it was uber safe to play the Teferi first there, and maybe I made the mistake by like bouncing the Bowmasters, but again, like I didn't know that I had the Doomsday just floating on top of the deck there. I think I'll keep this hand. It's a little dirtily and slow, but I've got an answer to Bowmasters and Priz Ending. It's really unclear to me what my opponent's playing, if they're on like Tempo or if they're playing Blue-Black Reanimator. I've got an answer to Tamiyo as well, which is nice. Okay. We have to remember that our opponent was on the Mull to 5 in that last game as well, and we just barely beat them, so... I do think I like Esper into Blue-Black, though. Esper into Blue-Red... a little more sketchy. That's why we got the Barrow-Goyfs. I think I'm just going to go Tundra Petal Pending. And then if they have Wasteland, I guess it sucks to suck. I'll burn the Petal to protect, to pay for days. For sure here. Force of Will Pitch Days. If you care that much about this, I'm going to Flusterstorm. And now they're going to daze. Nice. All right. Goyf's dead. They really valued that Goyf. That's... oh, wow. Okay. I kind of don't want this to resolve either. It's Force Pitch Brainstorm. I feel like if they had daze, they would have dazed us last turn. I have to ponder to find another land. And if we're under the duress of the Bowmaster, that's like really bad for us. Obviously, my hope is that we're both kind of up Schitt's Creek. But yeah, I need to find lands here or I'm kind of cooked. 3 lands, please. Undercity Sewers, another Prismatic Ending, and a Force of Will. Man, these cards kind of suck. I think I'm going to take the Prismatic Ending. Use Ponder's ability, no, because I suspect they're going to wasteland this Undercity Sewers. I suspect they're going to hit the Undercity Sewers because we are more of a black deck than we are a white deck. Maybe they hit the Tundra now, though. Nope, they're going after the black. Good. I was kind of figuring they were going to go after the black. Hopefully they didn't draw another daze. Let's just... we're on Nethergoyf patrol duty here. Okay, they have the Force. Now I think we're dead. We're going to need like a... oh. Okay. All right. Swords to Plowshares save me. This opponent should have wastelanded that Tundra. I don't know. Okay. We're both kind of in the shit can here. Very well. I'm happy to grab a Doomsday here. We're very far from casting it, but one day. There's a lot of clunkers in the deck, though. Oh, man. Yeah, they're just hitting banger after banger. That's very good for them because the most likely way that we win this game is by clawing out from out of our land lock with cantrips, and now they're pressuring our cantrips with the Bowmaster. Tamiyo was a nice draw, though. It at least can block some orcs for a while. Land another Tamiyo. I don't even know that I want a clue, but I suspect I'll take one. Like bank a clue, and then I'm be pretty aggressive with this Flusterstorm as well. But yeah, opponent was on a very threat-heavy draw there. I honestly might want Barrow-Goyfs against them. No response. Same target. Yeah, I just want to stop that from happening. We really need lands here. This is not good. I think I'm going to start holding up the blocks now with Tamiyo. But yeah, this is miserable Magic. I mean, we did keep the one lander and then shred our entire hand fighting over a Nethergoyf, but Hmm. I'm not going to bank clues. Like, I don't know that banking clues makes sense. I need to bide as much time as possible to allow me to claw myself out of this game. Oh shit! Sorry, my partner texted me and then I clicked through blocks. All right, they're kaitoing us here. That was a bit of a dumpster fire. I don't know. Baragor's just aren't that good against our opponent because they've got all these fatal pushes. But how do we even begin to fit these 6 cards into the deck, you might wonder? We might have to board out of the Doomsday. I don't know if that's a good idea, though. What if we do like a partial board out of the Doomsday? Maybe in that case, we don't actually need the Jace. We just say, oh, well, Jace plus Baragor's pretty sick. Go like that. 2 more cards, though, to go this way. I think 2 Doomsdays is fine. Maybe one of the rituals. And I mean, clearly this sideboard isn't mapped, right? Are we ever actually casting Jace? I don't think we need Jace to beat their consigned to memories. Surely not. We can get there with an Oracle. Okay. Okay. I could cast Ponder. I'll cast Ponder here. Cavern of Souls is incredible. Cavern of Souls is an incredible draw given the cards that we have here. Obviously, they're a fatal push deck, but we have Unearth in hand. We're just going to jam Gwace down their throat, folks. Okay. Are they just going to double Wasteland us out of this game? And Pondering was foolish. Nethergoyf? Thoughtseize, of course. What do they even take here, though? They can't even really take Barrogoyf. Probably take Prismatic Ending. I think there's another land coming underneath, unless I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. There was another land coming underneath. Oh, let's name Lurgoyf. Jam the Big Daddy. Can't be countered. I don't know if the Goyfs are going to be good enough. Probably not. They'll probably just kill it. With their, like, Feed the Swarm card, Cycle of the Swarm. It looks like this is Cycle, Feed the Cycle. Yep. And now they'll have Force for the Unearth. Strix is kind of fascinating. All right. We're not set up to cast Doomsdays. Nethergoyf, sure. Force of Will. I kind of just want to start connecting. So this Bowmaster represents Kaito, which we don't want to happen, ideally. Force Pitch Brainstorm. Okay. Well, we might be dead here if their last card's Kaito, which it probably is. Can't say we didn't try. Please don't have Kaito, opponent. Please don't have Kaito. They totally have Kaito. No, they have Nethergoyf. Okay. Well, let's go to combat. Block here. I'm going to definitely jam Thassa's Oracle 100% of the time here for specifically the reason of Kaito. Ooh, do we want a Tamiyo or do we want a Swords to Plowshares? I kind of don't mind Swords to Plowshares over Tamiyo. We can maybe find another Tamiyo off this Barrogoyf, right? Okay, this is scary, scary, scary stuff. Okay. Attempt a plow. Ooh. Shit. Okay. This is why you can't rely on Barrogoyfs against blue-black tempo. Anyone out there? Now our only win conditions in play. It's okay. We can build like a Teferi pile where we bounce the Oracle back to our hand if we do draw one of our 2 Doomsdays. Now I really wish I had one of those Tamios, though. Oh my god, dude. Yep. We just, never got to connect. All right, I think this game's over. I think this one's over. Okay. Well, if we draw Doomsday, we do get to Doomsday to 12. I think I hold duress. All right, that's game. Oh, we'll never know if Doomsday was on top of our deck or not. Yeah, Barrowglyphs just are not reliable against blue-black. They really were able to manage everything that we were doing in that game. I feel like we tried pretty hard. I don't know if I pointed my forces in all the right spots. If I would have put a Tamiyo on top of my deck instead of a Swords to Plowshares there, that might have been different. If I would have attacked with Barrowglyph and just forced them to chump with Netherglyph, and then they fatal push after their guy dies, and I still have Plow in my hand for their Bowmasters or whatever it is, that's like pretty sick. Actually, while we're waiting infinite amount of time for our opponents, like, have you all seen this? Legacy metagame. If you go to Legacy metagame, you go to sort by last 7 days. Look at this, Doomsday. When's the last time you've seen Doomsday in 4th place on the MTG Goldfish front page? Eureka just starts playing Doomsday again, and suddenly the meta share increases. It's not all Eureka. It's funny, though. You got all kinds of people jamming the Doomsdays. Maybe I should be playing the Wasteland build. I actually kind of want to try that Wasteland build. I haven't played it yet. Cavern of Souls, Lurgoyf hand, double Barrowglyph plus Unearth, and they just fought through all of it. Wish our opponent good luck, have fun. The double Tamiyo, Quantum Riddler, Dark Ritual hand. Yeah, I guess we'll keep that. Mox Diamond. Now we're cooked. Is this Pox? Oh, it's lands. Oh, we don't have a very good lands hand. We got Dark Ritual, so let's get Island, Jamio the Tamiyo, and pass the turn. We'll have to decide whether we're like Riddler gamers. I think it's going to get Caracas. Put me to the shit can. They're going to get Caracas, aren't they? Yeah, sure. Fuck me. That's so good. Oh, that's so good against my hand especially. Okay. We might be on the Quantum Riddler plan. Oh, now we're like assuredly on the Quantum Riddler plan, right? I mean, honestly, I'm not doing anything else with the mana. I might as well tie up their Caracas. I don't know if the mana matters, but maybe there's like some kind of world where they can like do things. Okay, yeah, they're casting Once Upon a Time. I can't even get the sewers here, I don't think. The worst part about this is, like, I'd rather them just kill the freaking Tamiyo because I've got this Quantum Riddler. Because we have 2 Tamiyos in hand, I guess I can Legend Rule them. That's probably what I should have done. I should have maybe Legend Ruled the Tamiyo. We're not quite at that part of the game yet, though. Too bad I can't just choose to have both of them die. We need to draw a Force of Will, though. So, ideally, like, this took them away from their Merit Lage. Knight of the Reliquary. Yikes, dudes. Okay. Doomsday? Well, there's Force of Will. Do I just play Cavernon Sphinx? Cavernon Sphinx. Basic Swamp. Dark Ritual. I guess last turn what I should have done was Warp the Riddler. Obviously. Alright, let's riddle some timbers. Riddle me timbers. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't warp the other Riddler. Man, this is so unfortunate because I kind of... Opponent's deck seems slightly different than the lands decks that I'm used to because they're playing Knight of the Reliquary. It makes me worry that they might also have Swords to Plowshares in their deck, which I would have loved to save this Force of Will for. Still, I kind of value getting stuff out of my hand for this Riddler if it does stick around. We're going to take such big, chunky amounts of damage, though. So we might as well start emptying the hand. So they're going to do things with this in end step, which means I'm not going to block anyways. So I think that means I might as well attack, but who knows, really. Okay. Yeah, the Caracas kind of single-handedly destroyed us. Maybe they go for Mazavith here. What's this? So this is like green-white depths, I guess. Double wasteland. Yeah. Get rid of that. Attack me for 7. Not attacking. Interesting. Okay. Maybe they're setting up for either a Merit Lage or something. Yeah, that's not really going to help us. Sure. Lion's Eye Diamond. Tameo. I guess. Do I send with Riddler again? Maybe they get another Saga or something. Suddenly a lot of their mana's gone. Okay. So now they're starting to get frisky here. They want to end me. God, do I have to upkeep Dark Ritual? It's so bad. All right. Our hand just lined up extraordinarily poorly against what our opponent was up to. I don't think this is a Barrow-Goyf match. It's probably a Jace match. Swords to Plowshares. Force of Negation. I don't think we want any of these other cards. I mean, we could try to break a Loam lock-up with Nihil Spell Bombs. They're also likely to be a 4 endurance deck. Daze doesn't seem particularly good. I don't think Cavern of Souls is that good. Quantum Riddler's pretty sick. Maybe we don't want Thoughtseize and Duress. Flusterstorm hits crop rotation. It doesn't seem like that good against them either. And then like Tameos, I mean, obviously if they're like willing to grind in like that, maybe these Tameos aren't that good either. And then it's like, do we want a pair of Barrow-Goyfs? Do we want to bring the Thoughtseize back in? I think cutting Duress is still fine. Sort by mana value. We get one more card here. I just bring in a solo Goyf. Solo Goyf seems a little funny, right? What if I only bring in one Nil Spellbomb and bring in double Goyf? We leave the Thoughtseize. I don't mind double Goyf. Like, they might prove as an interesting distraction. Obviously, the game's not about Goyfs. Kind of just want to go turn 1 to Fairy. Turn 1 to Fairy. Turn 1 to Fairy. Turn 2 Dark Ritual Doomsday. Draw Brainstorm. Win. Ooh. Through Endurance and whatever else you might have. We fetch. Get Island so we don't get Wastelanded. And then even if they Ghost Quarter us, I guess don't Mind Break Trap me. Maybe I'm crazy. Turn 1 to Fairy. We draw a card which can be tucked. Let's see what Oppie wants to do here. Endurance is no good here. Disruptor Flute, not really any good here. Pithing Needle, decent here. Beautiful. Good night, I think. Draw the cards. We even draw the Street Wraith. Let's go Dark Ritual. Let's go Doomsday. Let's go Brainstorm. Thassa's Oracle. Lion's Eye Diamond. Consider. Done. I think those are all of the skippers. Thoracle. Lion's Eye Diamond. Consider. Edge of Autumn. Brainstorm. Let's just bounce nothing. Cast Brainstorm. Put back Edge with Consider on top. Lion's Eye Diamond. Hold control. Cycle Street Wraith. Crack this for triple blue. And this is Bob's your uncle. To bin, draw Oracle, jam Oracle. All right, that was pretty sick. That was pretty sick. So now they saw that we just have 2 Goyfs in our deck. Do we want to reevaluate? Honestly, if it means that they just like board a bunch of removal in, I kind of don't mind having the Goyfs. Let's go. Okay, so you got Swords to Plowshares, Ponder, Quantum Riddler, Lotus Petal, Brainstorm. It's not the best hand, but like, I mean, obviously it's not as good as the last hand, but we can't have infinite bangers. All right. Best of luck to the opponent. They're leading on the very terrifying start of a Lush Portico. You love to see it. Perhaps it means they have an endurance in their hand. Perhaps they'll jam Mox Diamond into something. Don't want Reclaimer. Okay. They saw the plow in our hand and they said, no, no, no to a Reclaimer. So I probably have to ponder here. I'm going to get Island, honestly. We still have access to black, black, black. Maybe that's crazy. But they are a Loam Lock deck. Honestly, yeah. Oh, there's the Doomsday. So yeah, playing out the Island becomes a little more risque. We'll just put Consider into our hand, I guess. Go to the Wombat combat step. Pass the turn. Yeah, Magic Online said this was for quality of life reasons, changing what these buttons say. And I know that, like, you know, I'm a creature of habit. I've just got to get used to the way that things are again. But this is a little annoying. Sometimes it confuses me. I like just knowing that like a question is being asked of me and I can just say, okay, you know, like I don't need to reread what question's being asked of me. But maybe I'm in the minority there. I don't know. Flagstone to Tricare, Lush Portico. Maybe they have Disruptor Flute in their hands. Would be good. The flute would be good. So there's a land on top of our deck. I kind of just don't want to take any game actions. I could Warp Riddler. There's honestly a world where warping Riddler later on is better. I think I'm just going to pass the turn here. Let's see if they want to play the flute. Okay. Green Sun for 2. This could be for Collector Oof. Whatever it is, I think I'm happy Swords to Plowsharesing it. Yep, it is indeed the Oof. The Oofe. Let's see what we can find here. Teferi would be awesome. Honestly, I don't really want Ponder. I might even just cast my Consider here. Spellbomb can beat Endurance. I'll take it. Oh, I guess the Oof turns off my Petal as well. So we are going to have to... We're not going to be able to put the Doomsday onto the stack here. Let's start by thought seizing our opponent. That seems advisable. What are they hiding? Double Plow. They don't really have much going on over there at all. Okay. Let's go Spellbomb. Petal, I guess. Pass the turn with the aim of plowing. Our opponent will have 1 unknown card in their hand. They're deploying Windswept Heath. I guess we don't even really care about Endurance. But Endurance plus Plow is actually... I think Endurance plus Plow is pretty good. How crazy is it that I just kind of want to use Jace? So I can build like a Jace pile because I've got the 1 extra mana. Lion's Eye Diamond, Edge of Autumn, Street Wraith. And then I guess I could present the Oracle in the mix as well. I think this works. I think we need like Street Wraith, or rather Edge, on the bottom in this context. Go like this. Like this. Like this. Hold control. Cycle this. Crack this. Cast this. Mill me. And now do I just pass? I don't think they have anything. All right. That beats the endurance if they draw it as well. I think maybe like a turn longer, but yeah, we had the option to go for Jace, so we go for Jace. GG's to the opponent. The first game was exciting. They really destroyed us with the Caracas, punishing us for being greedy Tamiyo gamers. Match 4, we're 2-1 with the Esper Doomsday. Gigantha. Painter's Servant? Question mark. I don't want to play against Painter's Servant. I hate playing against Painter. I really hate playing against Painter. I don't know why. It's too stressful. I think Painter plays Gigantha. Plateau. Guide of Souls. I don't know what's happening. Okay, they're playing aggro. Very well. Doomsday. Doomsday we win? A Doomsday we win? Never lucky. Okay, Tamiyo's decent against this deck. Let's cast Tamiyo. Pass the turn. We can even go Flipper on the skipper next turn. Sure. Yeah, you'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. A second guide. That's pretty gassy. Guide's coming in. I kind of don't even mind just brainstorming. Oh, maybe I do, because if I get wastelanded, I'm punished. Yikes. Hide a Tamiyo. I guess put a Riddler on top. Flip the Tamiyo. This should distract them for a little bit, but we did not find the Doomsday we were looking for. I mean, opponent doesn't know that we're playing Doomsday, which is super helpful to our cause. And yet, they're going to Amped Raptor. And yet we are going to kind of just get cooked by this Amped Raptor, aren't we? Static Prison for Tamiyo. Sure, you've got it all, my friend. All right. They are crashing into the red zone here. They've got 6 energy. So they can like kind of go off and make some big boys here if they like. They can make 2 big boys. And we're not finding Doomsday this turn. I'm going to try to go for the kill here, though, I think. So there's a Tamiyo on top of our deck. We're taking 8 damage. If I brainstorm and find Doomsday, I like still win. Teferi doesn't seem that good here. Let's find Doomsday. Oh, that's not good at all. There's some real value to just not showing them another card in our deck here, isn't there? We have no way to break this brainstorm lock without showing them all our Doomsday cards. I think we're dead. I'll scoop. I'm going to scoop here. You might say that's hasty, but I don't think that we can... I don't think we're going to win even if we show them Doomsday cards. I kind of want to not show them Doomsday cards. But jeepers. Okay. Red-white aggro. Huh. I don't know if Goyfs are good against red-white aggro. I suspect that removal's all right against red-white. Let's start by determining what's not good against red-white. These Tamiyos felt kind of terrible. Duress doesn't seem particularly good. I don't really think I want to be thought seizing against the red-white aggro deck. Daze strikes me as a little slow. Teferi, It's like not that fast. Tamiyo just seemed horrendous there. Flusterstorms also kind of seemed terrible. So we're kind of removing that for ways to not die. And then, like, I don't know if Tamiyo's actually that bad or if we just, like, happen to get cooked. But there's, like, a world, right, where we could cut the Tamiyos. But then we have 19 blue cards. It's a little light on the blues. And we probably don't need Cavern of Souls. So we'll bring a Goyf. I kind of want to bring the Goyfs in, honestly. They're not like great because obviously they have like infinite creatures, but they do clog up the ground perhaps better than Tamiyo would. So maybe we'll keep like 2 Tamiyos. Like you might also say that Tamiyo is like really good against this deck, but I suspect they're going to be boarding in 4 Pyroblasts, right? So maybe Teferi's a little slow and embarrassing. All right. They don't know we're playing Doomsday either, so maybe it's like goofy to board into creatures. We're actually supposed to save our creatures for the next, like the following game. We'll just open a turn 1 Doomsday kill, though. Oh. I'm going to keep and ponder for a black land. This isn't good. We're dead. Yikes, friends. Got to be black land on top. Fair enough. I was supposed to cycle this edge. That's my fault. I was not 100% paying attention to what I was doing there. Blacklands? Can we double? So we can go Edge of Autumn, Dark Ritual, Barrogoyf, Dark Ritual, Doomsday. And there's no way to convert the black. We already played a land. So they've already wasted us once as well. Did I board out the cavern? It looks like I boarded out the cavern. So that's unfortunate. That's a little scary, actually. So we might have to go like something like this. Draw forced return. Oh, this was silly. What am I doing? This was a terrible pile. Unsubscribe. This was horrible. There should have been another cycler in there, I think, potentially over the Force of Will, but I got a little worried about Pyroblast. I think I'm actually supposed to keep Cavern in. This pile would be so easy if we had Cavern in the deck. We're going to have to pass twice, which I really don't like, and we might even have to pass like 3 times here. Okay, Ghost Vacuum's interesting. And now they don't have the red. They're going to plow that, sure. Yeah, that's fine. I think we've got this. So they didn't have the Wasteland, so that's like really good. We draw Force. Now we've got Force. So now we put the Oracle into our hand. We fetch. Grab the island. Jam Oracle with Force backup. If they got Plow, I'll force it. All right. Okay. So now the jig is up. It's still not really a Cavernous Souls matchup, though, is it? I'm going to send back with the same skippers. Opponent's deck is like very fast, though. Like very, very fast. I guess we keep. Crocus Deafening Silence. Not too shabby, I suppose. At least they didn't play a creature, though. I kind of feel like I need to do this. Prismatic Ending, Brainstorm, Unearth. None of those are lands. I honestly am going to any order shuffle, even though there was an answer to the Deafening Silence. If they wasteland me here, that's like very bad. I'll cycle Edge. I have to remember to cycle Edge in response to a wasteland here. We do have that going for us. Yeah, Guide of Souls is good. Guide of Souls, go. Baleful Strix. I'm going to try to tie up their mana by deploying this Tamiyo. Then I'm going to grab Scrubland. I'm going to plow the Guide. And I'll pass. They're going into the Elegant Parlor. I feel a little risky with the lands that I've developed. The fact that I can cycle one to trade with the Wasteland is like not the end of the world. The fact that they haven't yet drawn a Wasteland is like pretty sick. They must have a heavy reactive hand now. Land number 3 is nice. How about a Barrogoyf opponent? Would you just plow it? Am I just supposed to jam Doomsday? I think I'm going to start by developing the creatures. I feel like their hand has... They've got some cards in their hand that are more Doomsday specific, given that they haven't really done much. Yeah, they're drawing a card. They haven't really done much. They played like Deafening Silence. They played a creature. We've answered it. And they haven't played any more creatures, which says to me that you probably have a bunch of Pyroblasts in your hand. Okay. So now they can just Karakas block the Barrogoyf with impunity here. Right? Whenever one or more cats you control dies, you get a Planeswalker. I'll send with the Goyf. I think they want to block with a Johnny, Karakas bounce. That's totally fine. We can deploy our Lotus Petal. We can deploy Baleful Strix. And I think I'm going to deploy the Tamiyo too. Let's make them think about all this, and hopefully they'll have to tap out to answer these creatures, and then we'll Doomsday them. The Deafening Silence is annoying, though. But if we draw land... Okay, plow on Goyf. Good. Bounce Tamiyo. Now they're tapped out. If we draw land, attack for 2, I guess I'll just take it. Go to our turn. Land? Dark Ritual doesn't count as a land in this case. Oh, I put Doomsday on the stack. I cycle into land, and then I cycle into Oracle, and I have Devotion to 3, so unless they have Solitude, I think we got this. Baleful Strix coming in clutch. Island... Oracle. So Doomsday on the bottom. Fairy. Unearth. Oracle. Island. Cycle. Oracle. Nice. All right. Think a little bit. You can figure it out. Sorry if you were screaming at your screen, being like, you dummy semi. Oh, all right. Got them. Yeah, sick. They tapped all the way out into our creatures, and then we're like, oops, here's a Doomsday. All right, we are 3-1 with the Esper. My cat appears to think that it is dinner again, but Audrey... It is not dinner again. Oh, we got an opponent already. Magic Lair. Good luck. Have fun. Riddle me timbers. This hand's like pretty dog shit, right? Part of me wants to keep. Look, we go turn 1 Undercity Sewers, bin a card. We draw a blue card. Then we go land. Then we go Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Quantum Riddler. Let's keep. This is so bad. I don't care though. We've got our money back. We're 3-2. Not like this. Is this show and tell? Sure. Chalice on 1 resolves. Let's play Undercity Sewers. Let's spin Polluted Delta. I should have played Lotus Petal there perhaps, but I also kind of don't want to give up the gun if I don't have to. So it's going to be one of those games. I don't think this is the one we fight over. We probably have to fight over the Thought Knots here. Eldrazi. Not good. I kind of don't mind thinning the deck a little here. I think I'm still going to warp this Riddler. There's Doomsday. Frick. They're going to Thought Knot Seer us now. I think that means I'm just supposed to put the Doomsday on the stack right now to play around the Thought. Oh, no, they have... Sorry. Right. Right. That was embarrassing. Sometimes you just start talking about what you could do to play around the Thought Knot Seer, and then you fucking die to Chalice of the Void. So we're going to Doomsday here. We'll edge into blue card. And then, yeah. So we need Thassa's Oracle. We're going to go to 8 here. Thassa's Oracle, Street Wraith, Island, Force of Will, maybe like, I don't know, Lion's Eye Diamond. So we'll put LED on the bottom, Island, Oracle, Wraith, Force. We take 2. We go to 6. Cast Force to 5. Cycle Wraith to 3. Right. Kozilek's Command is also a card to worry about. I blanked on that too. Scry 0 top 1 bottom. If they go for the line breaker here, I get to force it. We're not getting wastelanded. Okay. Black Eldrazi spell, Thought Knot Seer. Blue card. Let's just force the Thought Knot Seer. Then we'll draw the Wraith. We'll pick up our Oracle. Play our fetch. Jam the Oracle. So we made a huge blunder playing around the Thought Knot Seer that they did have. But I guess they had it to turn later, so maybe they probably didn't have it at the time, actually. But nonetheless, okay, that was sloppy, but we did get there. It was sloppy, but we did get there. Now what? Force of Negations seem pretty good. Prismatic Endings kind of seems sick. I love Jace. Obviously, Consigned to Memory's good. Let's look at what's bad against Eldrazi. Tamiyo, patently shit. Daze, not the best. Cavern of Souls for Chalice on 2s, not the end of the world. Duress, Thoughtseize, these cards are all bad. Quantum Riddler, I guess, can beat K Command. Teferi strikes me as a little bit slow for the Eldrazi Menace. And we're basically just wondering, right, like, are we going to add, we could add the Barrogoyce in, or we could just take the 3 plows. Obviously, the plows are really bad. Oh, yeah, the Flusterstorms are atrocious, too. They're just hiding out there. So let's... but if we're doing that, I kind of just want to do this then, too. Okay, let's sort by mana value and see if we can't get a little greedy here. Strix isn't like the end of the world. I'm going to cut Cavernous Souls. Then I can see the Riddler being all right here. I cut a Ponder. I cut Unearth. Let's cut a Ponder. Honestly, yeah, let's run this. I actually don't hate this. Little light on blue cards, perhaps, in cutting that Ponder, but I don't want to know how many blue cards are in my deck. We'll draw them. The match against blue-black Tempo coming back to haunt us, but we're not through the magic lair yet. I think we keep this. We have the answer to the chalice. We just need lands. So this game goes south where they have turn 1 chalice. We answer it, and then they have turn 2 wasteland. Surely it won't come to that. Okay, no chalice, but they have the Eye of Ugin. Now we draw the Fawn. I think I'm Dark Ritual Doomsdaying, right? Am I doing it off Swamp? Did I keep Unearth? Unearth is in the deck, as is Consider. My thought process here is that I want Island, Consider, Thassa, Unearth, Consider, Thassa, Unearth, Island, and Street Wraith, perhaps? I fear that we're going to get Thought Not Seared. They'll probably take the Edge of Autumn, which means we'll have to pass twice. In that world, Doomsday's putting us to 9. Thought Not attacks us. So if they go like Thought Not Linebreaker, maybe this is a lot riskier. This is kind of the line I want to take, though. Thought Not Linebreaker. How do we account for Thought Not Linebreaker? We account... No. Oh, we have the Baleful Strix. If they Thought Not Linebreaker, we can Strix. And then we need the extra card in our deck. So how do we beat the Cause command? This is so goofy. We could also draw Island for turn, cycle Edge into Brainstorm, and then build a Jace pile. Maybe that's better. Lion's Eye Diamond, Jace, Island, Brainstorm. Get rid of Unearth. I guess we add the Oracle to the pile. Maybe the Oracle was actually supposed to be another cycler. Forgive me, for I have sinned. Oracle on the bottom. Oh, we did need another cycler. Oh my god. What am I doing? What the actual fuck am I doing? All right, we're losing this one. I might have even put the Brainstorm on top of the island there. I hope I didn't put the Brainstorm on top of the island there. We're definitely losing this game. Let's see if they take Edge. Yep. Now we're going to draw Brainstorm because I'm an idiot. What am I doing? Glaring Fleshraker. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking there. And now I'm just, because I didn't even build my pile right. Maybe they'll scoop here. All right. So even if I should have stuck with the first line, the Brainstorm Consider line. Oh my god. It's been a long day. That was embarrassing. I did like everything you could possibly do wrong there. I did wrong. I'll mull. Keep this one. Put Lion's Eye Diamond on the bottom. I would have been able to win there if I put. No, because they put me to 2, actually. I wouldn't have been able to win even if I had Street Wraith in my pile. I guess that makes me feel slightly better, but I still feel mostly like an idiot. Courtyard, huh? I hope they don't go Petal. Chalice on 0. Sure. Let's grab Sewers. We don't need that. Let's cast Brainstorm. I kind of want all these cards. The Dark Ritual's not immediately interesting. Baleful Strix is a strong card. So is Swords to Plowshares. Holy shit, dude. My cat is driving me bonkers. I think I will put back Dark Ritual given the cards that we have, and I'm just going to try to play like Esper Control. I'll play out Scrubland and pass with Swords to Plowshares up for Linebreaker. Then I'll draw Ponder. I'll play Baleful Strix into Ponder. Okay, they're going after the blue very well. They're just passing. In that case, do I just want to take my land? I kind of don't mind just taking the land. Oh, it's a Dark Ritual, not a land. Right. So I'll Ponder in that case. I kind of don't mind taking another land. Casting a Strix, drawing a card, passing the turn. Strix is pretty good against Eldrazi's. Okay, we'll Force Pitch Consider on the Thought-Knot Seer. Passing. We'll draw the Street Wraith. Pass. Cause Command. Sure, that gets exiled as well, so the Unearth does nothing. Here comes a Line Breaker. Do they have anything else? I hope they don't. Oh, oh my gosh. This is just a comedy of errors. Doomsday. I'll cycle Unearth, actually. Borrowgoyf. Hello, friends. I'm assuming they have another one of these for that, but wow, that second game against Eldrazi was probably one of the most pathetic games of Magic I feel like I've ever played in my entire life. I've done some stupid things on this channel and in paper, but that was particularly dumb. Please don't have like an Ugin or something. Now, Reality Smashers actually a 6/6. So funny. I think I'll just take 6 here. I'll go to 9. Draw. Okay, this is interesting. Let's get in there with the Goyf. If they have a way to remove this Goyf, obviously I'm just cooked. But there's no way they can let this through. That would be, I think, insane. Okay. Yeah, we'll hit a Quantum Riddler. Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's play Thassa's Oracle. I guess we're shuffling here anyways. So we'll warp the Riddler. Draw 2 cards. Those are some good Magic cards. We just got to hope that we can survive one turn. They got a second Smasher. Attack for 12. I'll put an Oracle in front. We're at 4. Land. Land would be so good here. Pretty sick. Go into combat. With the Goyf. They're taking it again. We'll mill 5. We'll return Barrowgoyf. We're at 9. They're going to Disruptor Flute name Barrowgoyf. Are you fucking kidding me? That is so annoying. Okay, I need like plow, I guess. That's so unfortunate. All right. I feel like we were pretty close to stabilizing there. I stand by my Barrow Goyf attacks. Okay, well, whatever. That's fine. I can say it's so unfortunate all I want. That was another league with Esper Doomsday. Uh, did not match the 4-1 of last night, but I think we had some good games. The wheels fell off for sure in the last round against Eldrazi. The Baraggoyf was exciting. The Disruptor Flute, hilariously, meaning that I couldn't recast the Baraggoyf, was crazy. Like, imagine if I had just played my Baraggoyf from hand before combat and then attacked. That's just, it's like such a funny coincidence, like the way that unfolded, right? The Baraggoyf revealed Baraggoyf, so then they named Baraggoyf with the flute, obviously. But I literally could have just cast this Baraggoyf from hand pre-combat. But I don't know. I wasn't thinking about Disruptor Flute there at all. That was like the last card on my mind. And that was like a really neat use of Disruptor Flute. So kudos to my opponent. That whole last match was a bit of a dumpster fire. Like I played Dark Ritual into my opponent's Chalice of the Void on game 1. Game 2, I built the worst possible Doomsday pile you could imagine, and then ordered it in the worst possible way you could imagine. Then yeah, that's then game 3 was like actually really close, but and the Baragoi seemed like pretty fine in that match, but yeah. In any case, I like Esper Doomsday. I'm probably gonna play some more Esper Doomsday. I hope you like Esper Doomsday, and I'll see you all sometime soon. I got to shake off that that last gameplay. That was rough. Peace.